Hello and welcome to Gapey's front yard forest. I don't go back here, or actually up here, very often, so there's a lot of weeds and bushes and just mostly ornamentals, but I'm trying to add more fruits and vegetables back here, like this gooseberry. I have a couple of those that I added last year. But what I'm doing today is I'm working on making some fermented garden fertilizer. So let me show you what I've got so far. So here's my bucket, and I'm working on filling that up with lots of weeds, and I'll be fermenting that. So I wanted to show you what all I'm adding into the bucket here. So I've got this comfrey. That's one of the main ingredients that I'll be putting in. And we also have narrow leaf plantain. And we also have broadleaf plantain. Dandelion, both the leaves and the roots. Also add some buttercup because I have a ton of that growing along the fence here. To help it ferment faster, I'm going to be cutting these up into smaller pieces. I moved a little closer to the house, and I'm going to put some of this yarrow in there as well, since I have a lot of it and need to thin that out. Now I'm in the backyard, and I'm going to be pulling out some of this amaranth that's just gotten too big for this onion bed, and I'm going to put some of that in there as well. Okay, our bucket is pretty much filled up. There's about a few inches from the top of space with all of our chopped up weeds and other greens from around the yard. You can use any weeds or plants that you want as long as they're healthy and not treated with any kind of pesticides. So there's a few more ingredients we're going to add before the fermentation starts, so let me go get those. So now I'm going to collect some leaf litter from around the front yard food forest. So you want some nice, rich soil that you're just taking off the top of the soil. And if you have a forest nearby, that's really the best soil that you can find. Otherwise, just use some soil around your yard that has a lot of nutrients and nice healthy soil. So we need about 3 or 4 cups of that, and you could try going to different areas and collecting a little bit from other areas. So let's grab some from here too. And it's fine if you put some weeds in there as well. Let's try some over here. Alright, that should be good. Now we're going to add a little bit of sea salt. 1 teaspoon should be enough for 5 gallons. I have here some sea salt from Real Salt. This is a pink fine sea salt. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of this one. Sprinkle it in. And then I'm also going to use some Celtic sea salt. And you want non-iodized salt. Okay. Alright, next we need to fill the bucket up with water. You do not want to use chlorinated city water. The best water to use is rainwater, or if you have a pond water would be good as well. But you definitely don't want chlorine in there. So I have this rain barrel here that's been collecting water for quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. I just want to fill that bucket up pretty much until the weeds are covered. Alright, we got a couple inches. Let's add 1 more. Should do it. Okay, so we got a couple of inches of space on the top. So that should be enough water. Just kind of push it down a little bit. Okay, now we're going to add our leaf litter. We're just going to sprinkle that on top. Okay. I'll just push that down a little bit. Get a little messy. Okay, and then you'll just let this sit open in your garden, and after a couple weeks it should be pretty fermented and you can dilute it. But we'll show that process in a few weeks. Right, it's been a few weeks and I think our compost tea is ready. So I've got it here in the garden amongst some zinnias and marigolds next to the tomatoes, and it does not smell great. It's definitely not pleasant, but it's got a little film of mold on the top. I don't know if you can see that. It's rained a couple times, but the water level has still gone down. So we're going to go ahead and strain some of this into a bucket. So I'm leaving about half inside the bucket so that we can add some more greens and stuff so we can start another batch. So it shouldn't take as long for the next batch since we've already got it pretty much started. And then we're going to take this and we're going to dilute it about 10 to 1 with water. Before I dilute this, I'm going to put this into another container and I'll use that for storing. Okay, right. Don't make a mess here. My pitcher here holds about 1.5 quarts of water, so I'm going to add about 5 ounces of this, which would be 1/10. I'm just going to pour it right in. Should be good, and then I can use this to water my container plants or other plants that could use some more nutrients. These are my hand-scaled dwarf tomato plants. I like to fertilize these once every couple weeks or so. And that's it. Thanks for watching.